What is going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. This is now take 3 of this video. No joke. I filmed it 3 times. The reason I filmed it 3 times is because oftentimes when I'm making these videos, like talking about potential setups, I convince myself this is the way. Then all of a sudden I think up some new idea, and then something new, and then something new. Then I'm like, okay, this one finally makes sense. So, this is the final take. And I'm not necessarily asking for opinions per se in this video. I am just telling you guys what is going to be happening, because I've made the decision. So here's what's going to go on this room. We're going to put one 60-inch garage shelf, and it is going to start right here where the closet is. Boom, and it'll probably go to about right there. It's going to be standard height like this. Underneath, on the right-hand side, will be the Pacific Rim bust. On the left, the Pacific Rim statue by Prime 1. We're talking the new bust. It's a 60-inch wide shelf, so it'll easily fit it. Height-wise is fine. At one point, I was considering Way Studios, but I'm not for several reasons. Just too difficult to display, and it cost 12 grand. So I've already purchased the Prime 1, so it's going to be here in like 3 days. Someone that's 1 state away. So P1 is coming, although I probably won't put it in here yet until I clear this room out. I have listed this bed with the Cheshire drawers, everything for like $150 on Facebook Marketplace. So hopefully it just sells immediately. And I'm going to give away all the blankets and pillows. I'll keep that blanket. I love that blanket. But everything else is just going to get out of here. The white shelf, TBD. But the only thing I need there is the printer, which frankly, I could just put that in the closet, bring it out when I need it. So I might potentially even put statues in that. Maybe. For now, 60-inch wide garage shelf. That's 24 inches deep, so as deep as those chairs. And bottom shelf is Pacific Rim. I would love to get it top, but we need to do Avatar top shelf, which is the other theme in this room. So Avatar, it's going to be probably Neytiri bust and Neytiri 1/3. I may do Neytiri bust also on the right and then Neytiri 1/3. So the bust kind of align on the right side, statue on the left, or vice versa. Nevertheless, it's going to be that. So 1 statue, 1 bust, top and bottom. That is right here. Now, right here, you're going to do one 48-inch wide shelf, another 48-inch wide shelf, another 48-inch wide shelf, and a 36-inch wide. So that's the 48, that's the 36. The 36, bottom, Alita bust and statue. Top, 1/6 T-Rex. To the left, we're going to do all Monsterverse. So in the bottom right one, we're going to do Kong bust, and I'm going to re-buy back Kong vs. Skullcrawler. Then in the middle one, Kong vs. Godzilla, the Dio, down low. On the left, Mecha with Godzilla bust. Top shelf, right here, is going to be Kong vs. Shimu, Mothra, Kong vs. Scar King. And then in the corner garage shelf, King Ghidorah. We're going to do King Ghidorah's poster, Kong's axe, probably the Godzilla vs. Kong poster, and a new Monsterverse poster right here. Room is done at that point. Now, like I said, I potentially could do something right here. And I was actually going to change this to be that way over there. I think that would work a little bit better. And I potentially could do some statues and that best stuff I wanted to. I also could put some other things in there. But we may consider some statues in here if we have overflow and we need to put some stuff over here. Nevertheless, the main theme is going to be Monsterverse, Pacific Rim, Avatar, and Jurassic Park with a random Alita. Simply because we do need to get Alita out of here, or up in here. And I don't want to sell her because I really love that Alita bust. So that is the basic what's going on in here, folks. Alrighty, now that we're in the main man cave, here's what's going to happen. Right here on this shelf, potentially maybe even change it out if it doesn't fit. We are going to do Wolf Predator, Alien Romulus, just the 2 right here. Probably won't fit on this, so I may need to change it out for a 60-inch wide, but have it only that height, and underneath I just do all my extra Predator heads. I want to get rid of all that junk there. That's just junk that could go in the under the stairs. Now, we are going to need to sell a few things for all these plans to go through, but we're not going to do Game of Thrones in here. I did want to do it, but we're going to forego that instead. We're going to do the 2 P1 XL lines right here. On this back wall, we are going to sell Wolf Bust, Alien FX Bust. And in their stead, we're going to get Wolf Bust by Deep Tail. It is holding like one arm up. It's pretty wide and big. And then Deep Tail's Alien Facehugger Chamber. Now the chamber, I'm probably going to put on that glass shelf over there in the corner. I think it look great there. Where that Predator setup is going to be Wolf. Now I'm probably actually going to move Alien right here. That way we can do P1 Jungle Hunter quarter scale with tree, Deep Tail Bust, Cinemaquette, and then that Alien with the the Queen Studios Alien Bust right there, slightly angled into what would be Wolf 1/3 Wolf Bust. So, and then everything down low just remains the same. Not going to change anything there. But by getting rid of a duplicate Predator Bust, and we're just going to have one Wolf Bust, I think that would work really good. So right now we have, let's see, 1, 2 Alien Busts and 4 Predator Busts. Yeah, we're going to change it out. That will just be statues. And then over here, you got life size on each end. So yeah, that will work good. I think it will work great. I mean, I could theoretically just keep this the same and just do Wolf Bust right where Alien FX is with... Luckily, the sideshow is very small, so it will definitely fit there. And then the Alien Facehugger Chamber should fit on that glass shelf, no problem. It's just super tall. It's not super wide or deep. And obviously, the P1 will fit fantastic right here. So, anyways, that's kind of what's going to go on. So we're going to sell that. So I don't need to sell it like right now. This is something I need to sell in the next like year. Same with Wolf Bust. It's something I'll eventually need to sell. Now, if I did want to keep Alita down here, I would simply want to put her right there. Although, ultimately, I do want to sell Anubis and Cyclops. And what I want to do is move that and that there. That way I can do PCS Hellraiser right there. So that's kind of the eventual plan. I know there's also technically the Cinemaquette, Hellboy, Angel Death or whatever. I do want that, but I don't think it's necessary. What I want to do is put Link Bust right here, Adult Link Bust by Kupo, and then underneath do Link quarter scale. That way this is like Zelda, like that. So, yeah, I do love Alita here. I actually do like her here. I think she looks great. Granted, lighting could be better, but I do think Link will go great here as part of my Zelda, like, hallway-ish. Now, for here, we're going to move Grimlock, G.I. Joe in that room and put Kratos Darkseid, Kratos Bust, Kratos ARP. And then we'll wall mount the Blades of Chaos in that God of War poster right here instead. Might possibly do a bigger Kratos poster though, because the one I have there is 11 by 17. I don't like how small it is. I may scan it and print it out that big, because I like how big that is. And then right there, just do the Blades of Chaos. And potentially something else, because those Blades of Chaos doesn't take up a lot of space. And I want it to kind of fill that wall. Nevertheless, this is going to have to be God of War. I did think at one point of potentially doing KD, Goku vs. Frieza, Gohan vs. Boo, or Cell, and Goku vs. Boo. The problem with that is that I have to sell MK to do that, and I don't want to sell MK for, in essence, more duplicate DBZ characters just in a diorama. So for this room, here's how we're going to do it. This, and this is all going to go to this wall where Monsterverse is at. The way we're going to do it is right here, we're probably going to do Lockdown and that Optimus. Boom. Grimlock right there. We'll do Optimus there, Lockdown, Grimlock. In the corner, do Galvatron, and then that Optimus. Boom. Then you'll do Megatron, Starscream. We're going to change this to a 60-inch and move that glass shelf maybe even upstairs. And then the 60-inch, we're going to do boom, boom, boom. Those three together in one 60-inch. That will fit. It will look good. Top shelf and top shelf. Stay, move you there. Optimus bus, Jetwing Optimus, Sentinel Prime, Bumblebee bus, Bumblebee. Boom. Done. That will work great. And that shelf is going to be Boromir right in front of Lurtz like he's shooting him. And then probably, I mean, for now, I could just move Frodo there, and then future P1 quarter scale. Or potentially even, what I want to do is I'm going to move Sauron away from Gandalf. Now, I do like him there, but we're going to move him. And we're going to do Saruman bust right there, because I can't put him over here, because we're doing Game of Thrones over here. Saruman bust, I'll move that all the way to the right of the shelf. Underneath, I want to do Balrog, but right here, directly underneath with Fellbeast. Boom, boom. I'm trying to move the quarter scale more over here. So, Balrog diorama, Fellbeast diorama, and I mean, I can still obviously just keep Gollum and do the orcs on each side and move Frodo over here, or keep that as is. Sauron's going to go over here, Cave Troll right here, Sauron, and then potentially Treebeard. Or I do Sauron with those two on each side. Or I could put both of those down there. So I just kind of have to play it by what I'm going to see in the future. Like if we see Treebeard and I'm freaking in love with it, it fits, it looks great, then we'll just put Treebeard right where Optimus Bust is. And then, ideally I would like to get the good guys together, the villains together. So we're going to have to like work that out. So, I mean, this could be the good guys, this could be the villains. So if you did like that right there, for example, and then did Boromir, Frodo, Sam, then Treebeard with Merry and Pippin, you have all the good guys together, and then you do the villains all right here. We'll have to kind of play it by ear, but nevertheless, one shelf has to go to Transformers. The rest is Lord of the Rings. So Lord of the Rings is going to take up all of this. This will be Game of Thrones. So more or less, we're going to lower, well, I mean, what I was thinking of doing is doing Khaleesi Bus with J&D Khaleesi, sell Khaleesi Prime 1, and do G.I. Joe down low, so Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, and then we could technically put, I mean, I do like Khaleesi Bus there. I feel like this looks good. And then you could, of course, do J&D Khaleesi here and reserve that for another Lord of the Rings. But if we're trying to get everything kind of like one shelf for Game of Thrones, you sell this, do J&D there, which won't be as like deep as this. You do Khaleesi Bus there, which I'm a little uncertain how good she'll look there. I mean, she's not like super deep, but I am worried it's a little too close, that dragon wing. I'd have to like see how it looks. If it doesn't look good, I'd just keep her there and do J&D Khaleesi here. Although, right next to it is where it's like, I can't do a quarter scale. It'd have to be another 1/3 or something Lord of the Rings. But yeah, that's more or less kind of the plan though, folks. So, get Monsterverse out of this room, make it mostly Transformers, Lord of the Rings, and then keep this all the random, like Warcraft, Turtles, G.I. Joe, Game of Thrones. I feel like it fits all good theme-wise. This is going to have to be God of War. The other video I was making, I was talking about potentially getting the KD, like the dioramas right there. But then that means you have to do Kratos in here, and you have to sell off MK quarter scale and do random video game statues underneath. I mean, I really do love the KD dios, especially Goku vs. Vegeta. Like, it's so freaking amazing. But I really don't want to sell any more MK. I love my MK wall. I want to keep my MK wall. I already have Frieza, Cell, Boo. I don't need to see them in a fighting format. I have 2 dios already. I mean, technically 3. You have Broly, Goku vs. Vegeta, and the androids. Those are my dioramas. Everything else is a singular statue, just an action pose. But I think this is the way to do it. So in this plan, we're going to lose Alien FX Bust, Wolf Bust, which I'm completely fine with. We get rid of Khaleesi, or you keep Khaleesi and just put G.I. Joe upstairs, which is perfectly fine as well. And then, I mean, yeah, I really do still love the P1 Khaleesi. Even with J&D, I still don't know if I could sell P1 Khaleesi, honestly. I probably won't sell. So scrap that. We're keeping it, not selling it. No, we'll just move G.I. Joe upstairs. I could put it in that Besta if I wanted to. And then do all Game of Thrones down low. Khaleesi, J&D, and then you have spot for something else. Either Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones. One of those two. It could definitely be Lord of the Rings, like a bust. If you do Lurt's bust, for example, that would work good there. So I'll just say Lurt's bust, but have it angled, obviously, towards the Lord of the Rings wall, but on that shelf. So on the end of each bust, you're going to have Saruman and Lurtz. That works good. And then originally I was planning on doing Jane D. Khaleesi and Khaleesi bust mid-room. Instead, we're just going to do AVP, which technically fits better theme-wise. So yeah, I think that's the way to go. So we already got... I'm already listing everything in that room. As soon as I can get it sold, I'll build the shelves. And then we'll, in terms of moving statues, we're just going to move Alita up there, Pacific Rim, and Monsterverse. Now, I don't necessarily need to move Monsterverse yet, but I probably will just to kind of start clearing out this room. Even though Cave Troll's not going to ship for a while. I don't like having empty shelves, but upstairs would also be empty for the time being. So you could just move Monsterverse and have it all top shelf until the new stuff comes. So in essence, we just move Monsterverse. Of course, we'll do Pacific Rim top shelf until Avatar ships. So we'll keep everything top shelf eventually until we need to put it bottom shelf. I think this works though. It's going to give me everything I want. The only thing I still want is going to be future Prime 1 video game statues. So we're not really gaining video game statue space, if I'm honest, unless we move some stuff out of here. Like, I really want to get Thor 1/3. Like, I really want that. And again, the only way we're going to generate space is to sell MK quarter scale. If you sell MK quarter scale, then we do have sufficient space for all P1 IPs I want. Now, in terms of those IPs, I can't say, but trust me, you're all going to want it as well. We're definitely going to buy them. We're just going to have to figure out space for video game in the future. Because, like I said, I still don't want to sell MK. And I'm really at that point where I don't want to sell anything outside of Neo. I mean, I still actually want to keep Neo. I just want the better version, the DX. Anyways, folks, this is the plan moving forward. So, again, I always take in suggestions, but, I sit in my statue rooms and I think about what statues I want, what changes. Sometimes you really just got to get a piece in person to really be like, wow. I still do want the KD dioramas. I ain't gonna lie, I do want them. But it's a very difficult one because I do need to get Kratos his own spot because Kratos bust is shipping. Like, both have actually, like, the Dark Side shipped. The bust hasn't shipped yet. They're still finalizing it. But those are like the final things. Like, they're shipping. They're going to be here. Obviously, I could put it right here for now. I don't have to put it in the hallway for probably some time. So we definitely have time. But yeah, that is it though, folks. Of course, taking any and all suggestions. See you in the next one. Have a great day.